What's up, everybody? It's your girl Tamar Charmaine.
Hey, and as well.
All right, so this is our review on Married at First Sight, season 14. I don't know the number episode, but I will be in the title, so you guys will see that. And I'm not being a diva with these glasses on. My yearly eye issues going on, so that's why I have these glasses. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, they're a little crooked here. This is,
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's a mess. But anyway, all right, let's go. Let's get into it. All right, so who do you want to talk about? Alyssa and Chris?
Let's go right into it.
All right, so I feel bad for all the people they put on this show that are so nice and they put them with assholes. This has been a trend ever since they've had five couples on the show. And I am sick of this 5-couple thing. They need to get rid of it. When this show had 3 couples, they didn't have these issues. Now I feel like they add 4 and 5 couples.
We
for
talk
the
about
ratings.
this almost every time we come on camera. We I like the drama, so I like the way it is now.
Yeah, but you know what? Relationships are filled with drama, so it doesn't matter to me. I hate that they're I feel like some of these relationships for the ratings, and it's not fair to the really nice people like Chris, and yeah, and what's crazy is Alyssa's family said she was rash.
I mean, yeah, like it's so much about this girl that just. But to be honest, quite frankly, I rather Alyssa how she is than Merla from last season.
I feel like
Merla, like I would rather go through it and be able to heal. Like at least I know than Gil believing and believing in the future the whole show, and then after they're done is like that's it. He can't even come back on TV and like fix it or get it back or anything. Is done.
I agree,
It's over.
but I feel like she's the male version of Chris from Atlanta and Christina from New Orleans.
Absolutely.
From the beginning, from the wedding, they had something to say.
Mm-hmm.
From the day 2, they had something to say. They never gave it a real try,
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't like that, especially when the people are really nice.
Mm-hmm. So some specifics about tonight. You want to go first?
Okay.
These two?
So she said, so basically, one thing I have in my notes is that she's looking for any excuse, and I think I touched upon this last week. She's looking for any excuse to leave him.
I agree.
She knows there's no found thing to leave him. She knows he's a nice guy, so she's making up stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny because she was put on a spot. She was put on a spot in front of Chris family, right? Who was that?
Oh, it was his family.
Yeah. So they asked her, so what do you think about Chris? And she basically couldn't even form the words. Like it's like where to start. You know what I mean? Like you couldn't think of anything in that moment
because she's the type of woman that's gonna be alone by herself forever.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be mean or talk to her about her mama because her family seems nice, but when your future is looking like that, because they say look at somebody's mama, and if you want to see how they're gonna look in the future, if your future's looking like that, you have no reason to.
Oh, we talking about the one that said no, because it was 2
I'm
women.
talking about
there.
her mama's looks, Will.
I know. I'm saying, are you talking about the one?
There was one that was her friend. The one was old. The older lady was her
The
mama.
one who came out and said, so they got it right by matching with someone good, right?
That was Chris's family.
Yeah.
That
Oh
was
yeah,
her
yeah, yeah.
family.
But I want to talk about.
I'm talking about her mom. How Alyssa should not be so shallow when she doesn't even come from good-looking people.
No. I understand that. I was trying to focus on literally that moment where she was sitting there, and the Chris's family came out.
But I was talking about her family.
No, we were talking about like literally her response when they were asking the question and how she responded, and then you went into her mother.
Yes.
I wanted to focus on.
Oh, so you were still on that?
I wanted to focus on the question when the mother was like, so, or grandmother was like, so it looks like the experts got it right by matching it with the right person, and it was like, it got so quiet. I'm just like, yo, it's so awkward.
It's so
She didn't even know how to
awkward.
respond
And
to
she's
that.
so freaking fake and phony. She did not tell his family what she did because she knows she's wrong. She knows she's trifling. Come to find out, she didn't even tell her family, because when you fast forward during their honeymoon, and we're gonna get to that, she said, because he was real, he told her family what happened. Oh, I would never do. Bleh.
She could have kept it real.
She didn't keep it real. She's fake and phony. And I personally believe, to her family and her friends, she makes herself seem innocent. She makes herself seem like she's this good person. But in real life, she's a nasty person. And that's why she cannot keep a man.
And I think at this point, she just want the perks, the fame.
I feel like she went on here for a trip. Yeah. She went on here for a trip, and she thinks she's the best thing since sliced bread. And so she thought she was going to get some supermodel just like Chris from Atlanta did. And when she didn't, she got pissed off. And because she personally thinks that there's can't possibly be anything wrong with me. It's the men's fault. Yeah. No, it's you. You are the problem. You are the reason why you were single. Period.
Yeah, and I think as the show, we saw flashes like last week. I said, "Ooh, they're in the water together," but as you see next week, that's gonna be.
I don't think they're gonna last past the honeymoon. I do want to thank the show for. They gave us freaking 7 freaking hours to get 5 people married, and I was pissed off at that. But I'm happy this season they sped things up and they put meeting the family and the honeymoon in one episode. They must have heard our complaints, because it's been ridiculous. So on their honeymoon, she was talking about why would she doesn't feel comfortable sleeping with a stranger. Why would you go on Married at First Sight?
Exactly.
She's all full of BS. She's full of BS, and she needs to go.
Like, that should be something that the experts ask. And if you don't if in the very beginning, if it shows that you're not all in, they need to swoop that person out and bring someone else in.
I agree.
Just in case. You know what I mean? Like, have a just in case person.
I agree. I've been, for like the past 2-3 seasons, I've been saying that. Like, honestly, if a couple's not working out, kick them out. Actually, I feel bad for Chris. He's a nice guy. Let him stay in Puerto Rico for free for his troubles of marrying a witch. But I feel like they should always have a backup couple. If they really are so stuck on having these freaking 5 couples, which I think is a horrible idea, then they should have a backup couple
and catch them up to the group.
Exactly, because it's only like a 2-day difference, or maybe they'll be 2 weeks behind or a week behind. But I'm just really upset about the situation. It's really disgusting that they keep doing this to the nice people, year after year. And with this show, like, I happen to have known somebody that knew Paige, that went to school with Paige, and they said Paige was a really extremely nice person. And then last year when we went to Jamaica, somebody told us that they had somebody back out and last minute put a new bride, and I strongly feel like it was Merla that they put in last minute. And they keep doing this to the nice people, and it's disgusting.
That could have happened here.
You're right.
Alyssa or Chris could have been the replacement.
The experts really like Chris when they were matching them up,
so
and they went to find somebody.
Yeah, she could have been a replacement.
Yes.
But anyway.
Yeah, she was gaslighting the man. But Chris is very intelligent. I have
that
in my
notes. That's why I said
he was able to read her like a book.
And that's why I said last week, I'm happy he's not going to be a Paige. He's going to fight back. He's going to hold her accountable. He's going to call her out. Exactly. Remember, he's a teacher. He does real estate.
Exactly.
He's going to literally, like, put his foot down.
And I hope, honestly, I don't want to see them after next week. I really don't. I don't think we need to see someone being mentally abused in another season. Yeah. And if Married at First Sight producers, if you continue to do this, you're gonna lose viewership because it gets old after a while.
I disagree.
No, because this is disgusting. Don't do that with the sanctity of marriage. If it's a dating show, it's one thing, but this show is serious. It's a real marriage.
Everyone likes serious.
It's yes, you can have a real and all wet marriages are full of drama. You don't need to.
So you're saying, you're saying like you would rather the drama, at least with them both liking each other and fighting it out.
Exactly.
Versus like
how it used to.
I don't like you. You get on my nerves.
Yes, it's getting real old, and they're gonna lose viewers like this.
That probably makes sense. At least Chris kept us entertained.
Exactly. So now we're gonna still talking about some drama. We're gonna talk about Lindsay and Mark and Ola and Katina. So I want to start with Ola and Katina. So reading Twitter, reading all these comments, I'm a really good judge of character.
Oh yeah, you did say it. I give you that.
And I think oftentimes men get the even in school, the player, even in school. Me working with children, I noticed like boys in school will get in trouble faster, will be sent to the principal's office, will be yelled at faster before a girl who's doing the same thing. A girl can literally hit somebody, play around and hit a boy, not say anything, and nothing will be said, and then a boy will do the same thing and he will be in trouble. And I think because we have been seeing that since we were children, automatically we already think, we already fixate our eyes on what a guy is doing, and we're not paying attention to sometimes what some women do. And I've been saying that Ola and Katina are the same person, and in this episode we saw that.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely seen it. Like literally, like everything about her, you nailed it down. Party girl, first one doing this, first one doing that.
And she said she had her little friends with benefits.
And I'm sorry, but was anyone? I think I did a little bit by Olajuwon story of like he was really serious about.
I think he's.
I'm done. But what made him look bad was in front of her family when he was talking about I have the good looks. He also said I have I get the girls. So now, I just want to try this.
But Katina said the same thing, and they passed.
True.
So when they were interviewing Katina to be on the show, Katina literally said she decided to calm down during the pandemic. I never saw one comment on Twitter about people saying that, but people said that about Olajuwon when he said the same thing. Like they are the same person. They both, honestly, if the pandemic never happened, they both would still be wild. Katina has wild friends. At least Olajuwon's friends are at least Olajuwon has grounded friends. Her friends are wild. Mm-hmm. Even from last week, because his last name is Dickerson. It was just funny because her last name is good. So if she hyphenates her name, it will be Good Dickerson. But anyway.
Anyway.
So they made that joke, and then her friend made another joke. So she's wild.
So there was a little drama.
Oh yes. Okay.
Go ahead, tell it.
So basically the story.
Going to Puerto Rico.
They were going to Puerto Rico, and Lindsay asked Olajuwon if he wanted to go to.
Was this the first time
in Puerto Rico? Does he speak Spanish? He said he knows a little bit, and she was like, "Well, you're in Puerto Rico. You got to speak Spanish. How dare you not speak Spanish? You're going to a land where people speak Spanish. You need to know to speak Spanish." And it was like a big blow up because Olajuwon is at 100. Lindsay is at 100. They're both crazy.
Yeah,
and
they're
she
both
said she
always
was
at
triggered.
100.
And so I feel like Lindsay has dated a lot of Olajuwons. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's what she said. She was triggered. But then you saw Katina and Olajuwon. They are that couple that will fight for somebody. Back them in a corner. Olajuwon was over it. He was like, yeah, I forgive her. All this. And then Katina was the one that was like, nah, she's not my sister.
I think it's more personal with Katina. And what I like about I'm going to call him Olajuwon until I can pronounce it right. What I like about him, he did let her know if you like dwell on that, when you see her, you're going to be triggered. You know what I mean?
I feel like Olajuwon does have a mature side, but because he's always at
I
100,
feel like he takes it too far though.
exactly.
Like, he'll give you the right ingredients, but then he'll add an extra ingredient,
Exactly.
and then it's that extra. Like I understood even though I felt it was like it showed a sign of cockiness by saying I got the good looks, I get the woman, but I want to try this out. And when you say I want to try something out, like the brother or the friend said, that didn't, to him that meant, he wasn't taking him serious. That was a concern.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and then
getting back to the fight.
Oh yeah, so there and the thing is, I can see both sides, and there's always his side, her side, and the truth. And Olajuwon, I feel like he can be a cultural appropriator, or he was trying to make himself feel culture because he kept talking about bachata. Bachata is from Dominican Republic. It is not from Puerto Rico, but he kept talking about it like it's a Puerto Rican dance, and it's not a Puerto Rican dance, it's a Dominican dance. So he probably was acting like a know-it-all. And Lindsay probably was like, do you even know how to speak Spanish? How you going to a land? And because so I wanted to point that out. I was like, he's trying to make himself seem like he knows this and try to make his sound fancy in front of his wife, and he's getting,
I get it. Yeah, because he does have a little cockiness.
Yeah, he does.
And that's why I thought he was going to be more like Chris.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
okay. So
so it was tension, awkwardness on a flight. Apparently, yes. Everyone felt it. They came together as a group.
Exactly. And one thing I did get from this, which may be bad for Katina and Olajuwon, is that Katina holds grudges.
Yep.
Olajuwon wanted to move forward from the Lindsay situation, and Katina was the one that did not want to move forward. So to me, that's a red flag, even though this was about somebody outside of their relationship, but that also will probably go in their relationship where she holds grudges. So that is a red flag to look out for in Katina. And so let's just talk about Mark and Lindsay, since we were kind of talking about them.
Yeah.
So we'll go into the fight. So I felt like everything happens for a reason, and I felt like this argument brought Mark and Lindsay close together, and it helped Lindsay take down some of her walls and bring some of her feminine energy out, knowing that she had a husband that would tell her, like, listen, sit in the corner, shut up, I got this taken care of.
I noticed that.
And so we saw a little bit more of her feminine energy, more relaxed coming out. So everything does happen for a reason. And I told y'all Mark's mom was an alcoholic or something in that realm, because then we learned that his mom was depressed, because first he made it seem like she was just like sick, and she's in the in the same rehab building as his grandma. But I was like, nah, the way she was talking on the phone, that is the sound of I know that kind of voice. So like I said, some parts of Lindsay may trigger him if she continues to be at 100, because it might remind him of his mom. The AC heat debate. So I thought that was funny because Will loves AC 365. I love Heat 365. And so when he wasn't looking, when she turned on the heat, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
And when they woke up the day after their wedding, that was the first time I saw that girl shut up since they.
Right? She was like quiet. I'm like, whoa, something definitely went down that night. But anyway. I saw a completely different side of her, and I said to myself, wow, this is what she needs. She needs a man to take initiative, to be that leader, this way she don't be all out there anymore.
Yeah, and then another red flag I saw, why does Mark had a whole suitcase full of goldfish. Did you catch that?
I don't know. I was probably writing my notes.
He had goldfish. Peppered fried.
Oh no! Yeah. I remember
a suitcase. This grown man.
Yeah,
I was like, what the heck? All right. So let's move on to Noi and Steve. I think they go well together.
I literally have nothing to say about them as of yet, except the scene.
Yeah, his dad called him a vagabond.
And when he was talking to the brother
purposely dressed as his drag character, Sriracha, to see Steve's reaction to see if he was accepting, to see how he would react. But little does he know that Steve has a crazy brother too, that's a little out there as well. So
they were definitely coming at him with those questions. You know,
they were.
I felt like it was more of an attack.
Yeah,
I sensed some attitude in the brother.
No, I don't sense attitude with the brother. I feel like it's just protective.
Okay.
I didn't sense like an attitude.
That might make sense.
Oh, you know what we didn't talk about with Katina and Olajuwon when they met with the family, and Katina's friend was getting on Olajuwon saying he was fake.
That's why I was bringing that up.
Oh yeah,
That's why I said it was like he gives good answers and then he takes it away.
Exactly.
And once he said, I'm a good guy. I'm a nice guy. I'm good looking. I I can get women, and I feel like I want to try this.
He's too cocky.
And once he said I want to try this, that was a red flag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you know what? I have hope for Katina and Olajuwon. But getting back to Steve and Noi, I thought it was crazy that his father called him a vagabond. But you know what? His father, what I find from Asian, Caribbean, and African parents, they're very harsh. I'm Caribbean. I grew up around Asian, Caribbean, Africans, and so I know that it's a thing where if you're not being, a doctor, engineer, lawyer, or something that your parents could be proud of, or honestly just brag to family and friends, they are gonna call you a bum. They're gonna do all that. So his father may be overreacting. As someone, my entire 20s, I worked freelance. I worked on contracts. I got paid well from some of my contracts. I know what Steve is saying. Right now, they are filming a show. It would not be wise for him to get a brand new job while they are filming the show, because he can get fired. He won't have the time to really film, because they film 12 hours a day. So he wouldn't be present for this. So he was saying he would like to revisit that if they make the decision to stay together. So I completely understand what Steve was saying. And on the last time the show was in Boston, the I forgot his name, who ended up marrying one of the experts, he didn't have a job either. But the reason why he didn't have a job, he lost his job because they found out he was going to be on television. So if Steve is able to support himself doing freelance work for the next 3 months and then apply to a stable job, I don't see an issue there.
Yeah, but let's move on from them. I didn't have too much to say because I feel like they're a good couple.
Yeah, they are.
And I just want to wait to see. Okay. Is this the last couple?
I think, Michael and Jasmina.
Okay.
So with Michael and Jasmina, Michael's sisters warned that he assumes the worst. And if I was Michael, I would too. Think about it. When he was 9, his father died of colon cancer. When he was 19 or 17, his brother was murdered. When he was a few years ago in his early 20s, his mother died of breast cancer. So if I was Michael and I've been through so much in life at such a young age, I would assume the worst too. Yeah,
so I get what they're saying. Like they were basically telling like he is a pretty cool guy. He walks away from stuff, but he automatically thinks the worst first. But I didn't think it was for Jasmina to overreact in that moment when you felt he was doing that.
In their honeymoon.
Yeah, I didn't feel it was for her to challenge that right away.
Okay, so let's tell the people what happened.
They seen it.
Yeah, but
she could have had a softer approach.
She could have, but he was being negative at the time.
I don't think that's negative.
But I think you were right. She was triggered by what the sister said.
Yeah.
But he
was, hypothetically speaking,
there's always going to be
coincidence.
But I agreed with her that just because you meet somebody doesn't mean that's going to be conflict. Because
she was being sarcastic. I'm sorry, when I wake up, I'm not thinking this. That's not on my mind. But he's right. Like in life, when you meet people, there's gonna be ups and downs. That's all he's saying.
I feel like he could have worded that better. And
But it obviously triggered her.
yeah, exactly. Another thing is I like the budding relationship I see with Jasmina and Michael's sisters. I didn't get to mention this last week, but in the after show, Jasmina talked about how in this episode, her family did not like her dress, and she was already nervous. And when she walked down the aisle, she said this on the after show, Michael's sisters said, "Wow, she looks so beautiful," and it made her cry because her new family loved what her family didn't. And so I do see a good connection there. Michael has no examples of what married life is, and that can be a red flag, but it depends on, I feel like, their values, their faith values, and I feel like with proper counseling and proper guidance and mentoring, I feel like that doesn't mean that that doesn't necessarily have to be a red flag, just something to look out for. Let's see. Jasmina's mom is super protective of her, so she wasn't really buying Michael.
Yeah, I mean that's gonna come with it. I mean I really, at the end of the day, I really love this relationship. And I think what I love about Jasmina, she's exactly who Michael wants. He wanted someone that was gonna push him and challenge him, but I think she needs to bring it down just a little bit. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to push too hard where he feels like she's gonna be this way the whole time.
Exactly.
That can be a wall. That can be something that that's kind of hard to get through and get by.
Exactly. So. And then with her mother, if I was her mother, I would be protective too. As just to refresh your memories, her real mother stepped out on her, and then her father got with her, who she calls her mom, and then decided to move to Jamaica, and then she took custody of Jasmina. So she's very protective of Jasmina because Jasmina literally begged her to stay with her. Like she's seen everything that Jasmina has gone through, and she's been there for Jasmina, and Jasmina has seen a lot of heartbreak from young, so that's why she's very protective of her, which I can understand. And do you have anything else to add?
Nope, that's it.
All right, guys, so until next time,
thanks, guys.
Peace out.
I'm Tamar.
Bye.
I'm Will.
I'm Tamar.
And I'm Will.
All right, guys.
All right. Bye.